1 star, don't waste your time. Signed up for a free trial, but it was charged $9.99. I canceled immediately. Scam with 3 exclamation points. Bro, we don't even sell anything on our app. What is up, my aesthetic boys? It's Slightly Under the Weather Fresh, back with another video from one of my personal favorite subreddits, r/QuitYourBS, and the last post of this one is possibly my favorite QuitYourBS ever. Pop Smoke killed in home invasion robbery. Fuck, man. I saw him in concert a couple months ago. When will all this senseless violence stop? He died last year. Some people just need to make celebrity deaths about themselves. If this were the difference between, 2 and 3 months, you can chalk it up to bad memory, but we're talking like a year here. There isn't much of a way to spin this one. Jeremy Clarkson shocked as protesters dumped mushroom compost on his Range Rover. Clarkson will be absolutely fuming this morning. That's bollocks. You've got my number, just call me before running this non-story. And given that the average tweet on Drive Tribe has between 50 and 100 likes and single-digit comments or retweets, clickbaiting Clarkson's name seems to have a pretty clear purpose. Hey, well, at least when they lied about him, they didn't add him. It really does feel like we're seeing fewer and fewer of those these days, huh? Yo, I just passed you outside a second ago, my bad. What's up? Need you to help me on something. Anything. Dude, I'm trying to forward payment to someone now, and I'm on limit now, bank not letting me send it, can you lend me? Need you to help me on it once the limit is cleared, 12 o'clock, we'll forward it back immediately. Please, can you, space question mark? Hey, do me a favor, tell me what I just said to you in the green room and what I look like today. Yeah, I thought so. As the OP adds in the title, if you're gonna scam someone, it's a lot harder to do that when you were just with the person they're pretending to be. There isn't anything a whole lot more satisfying than seeing scammers get called out. The only thing that's so troubling is the fact that they're still doing this. And that's because, well, even though we like to see these things fail, they work enough of the time to keep scammers trying. If nobody fell for them, they wouldn't be doing it. Yes, this is still available. I can pick up today. Please send me your cell phone number. Why do you need my phone number? For verification of your post. No, this is a known scam. You get my phone number, ask me to verify some code after you generate a Google Voice or other phone number to verify my post, and then use that to impersonate me. As a PSA, guys, if someone online asks for your number or a confirmation code that gets sent to you, don't give it to them. You'd think this is basic information, but if you don't know who it is, you're risking your accounts or your personal information. Gotta stay safe out there, my aesthetic boys. This didn't happen. Quit your bullshit. Is this satire or no, it just didn't happen. There's no evidence of it happening. What specifically didn't happen? Texas students walking out of a lecture when a professor said that all humans come from Africa. Well, it did happen in 2016, although, to be fair, it was only 5 students. Okay, so this is a Quit Your BS post about a commenter quitting somebody else's BS and then getting their own BS quitted. But to make things even more complicated, we can quit the BS of the commenters quitting the previous commenter's BS of calling someone for BS to be quitted, which is probably a word. Anyhow, the original post was a comment exchange that referenced a Texas University incident where students walked out of a classroom after a professor stated that every human comes from Africa. Commenter 1 in yellow here tries to quit the BS of the post, saying that it simply did not happen, but unwittingly stumbles into a BS quit of their own as a source is supplied to back up such a walkout occurring. That screenshot is then posted to r/QuitYourBS, where commenters on the new post thread add a new Quit Your BS against the BS quitter in the comments of the original post, actually supporting the first comment in yellow, quitting the BS of the original post that spawned the comments that were then posted to r/QuitYourBS. Because the professor who actually said this generally denies a walkout by saying, quote, "This is an introductory cultural anthropology class of 390 students. The topic of the day was concepts of race, and I mentioned the Black Lives Matter movement as an example of how race is an important issue in the US, but the main point of the discussion was the evidence for modern human origins in Africa based on mitochondrial DNA analysis. I did not see a large-scale walkout of students, I did not hear any chants of Black Lives Matter, and there was no further class-wide discussion of the topic. In fact, no students approached me after class to talk about it either. With 390 students, it is possible that someone did not like the topic and walked out, but with that class size, it's common for students to walk in and out of class, and I do not question their reasons for doing so. Consequently, I have no basis on which to determine a student's reasons for leaving class. Did I make the commentary for this intentionally confusing at times? Maybe. Am I amused by the Quit Your BS-ception? Absolutely. From Mere Celeb, Maya Jama is terrified of doing live TV over fears she could mess up her career. You lot are so I did not say that. I'm not terrified, it's literally my job. I was asked what can be scary about live TV, and I answered. Headlines are so misleading when you actually look at the quotes they go off of. I hate it here. The irony of this article is that I said live TV was my favorite kind, but that's not headline worthy enough. Yet another example of classic clickbait, a headline that may not technically be wrong in the sense that the actress did say live TV can be scary, but is also intentionally misleading given the full context of her quote and the other information in the interview. It's also a great example of not tagging someone to, it seems like, intentionally stop them from seeing the tweet where, let's be honest, Mere Celeb is just lying about this actress. Hey, these people are getting better with this stuff. Even when they aren't tagged, they're still sniffing out the BS. This is Amazon's new policy for small objects. God, what a waste. What is that, about 10 times the size of a box that it needs? Just an absurd amount of packaging for that. Bullshit. That's not an Amazon box. First off, Amazon uses a paper tape, not sellotape, so you wouldn't even be able to see through the seam in the bottom of the box like you can here. Second, Amazon doesn't use paper dunnage. We use those plastic mini pillow things. Plus, we don't even use that shape of box, and that box looks to be a better quality cardboard. Yeah, good point. This doesn't look like an Amazon box. They use a paper tape, so these boxes can be recycled, and that cannot be done with a plastic tape. This, in my opinion, looks more of karma farming. This one is a bit interesting because the packaging actually varies a lot from, warehouse to warehouse. I've certainly gotten packages with paper inside, not just the plastic pillows, and I've also gotten massive boxes for tiny items. The biggest problem, though, is definitely pointed out by that first comment. Every Amazon box I've ever received has the dark paper Amazon tape on it, not clear cello packaging tape or anything like that. The only other possibility to save OP from a misleading truth is that you can buy things through Amazon that are shipped by third parties, and they may not use the same packing methods as an Amazon warehouse. Still, as the second guy points out, it's likely that we're just looking at a karma farmer. Daniela Melchior joins Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as Moondragon. Exclusive. No, this is false. I'm James Gunn, the director. If James Gunn didn't have such a lengthy IMDb page, I would think that he just sits around on Twitter all day patrolling these different Marvel and comic book news sites just to tell them when they're making shit up. I mean, seriously, it seems like this dude pops up in every video on the subreddit. Spotted a familiar face at the Women's March in Dallas, Texas. Oh, look at that. It's the computer movie guy. Hey, quit your bullshit. This is a photo from a movie premiere in 2009. Toronto, Dallas. I mean, same difference when you think about it. Everyone knows that Reddit loves Keanu. Just give me the Reddit karma and everything's okay. Midnight Mass star Raul Coley admits he fucking hates horror. Oh, they done me dirty with this headline. I hate it because I get too scared. Yeah, see my previous commentary about comic book news sites with James Gunn, but also, and to echo a point I've been making, none of these sites are tagging celebrities anymore. Coincidence? I think not. I was one of the lucky few ones to be chosen for an early screening of Spider-Man No Way Home. Y'all are not ready for this. Okay, as someone who has been to a few of these, specifically for comic book movies, they never let you keep your phone, even if you did have one, to take it out and take a pic in front of security, and everyone signs NDAs. If you openly tweet, they have you on record. Now, the comments on this post are wild. You have stories being thrown back and forth. I've been to a screening where I did have to sign an NDA, but they didn't take your phone. I've been to one where they had staff watching for phones. Another guy claims they have IR cameras watching for recording devices while the theater's dark. Some people speculate it's a difference between studios where Disney and specifically Marvel are super strict about test screenings, while others might not be. People are calling other comments out for having different test screening experiences. One user boldly claims they're probably using a phone jammer. Another replies that the FCC made that super illegal to operate a phone jammer, but I could see the room being a fucking Faraday cage. That's right, a whole theater encased in a conductive shield blocking electromagnetic waves. And then we start to get to non-disclosure related theories. Some comments point to this tweet as proof that it was actually a 4D screening of The Phantom Menace in this tweet from October 20th, but with a quick reverse image search, we can see that the picture did genuinely appear for the first time in this tweet that claims it to be a screening of No Way Home. So what's the real truth of the matter? While Reddit was busy yelling at each other about unsubstantiated, sometimes outdated, and almost always irrelevant anecdotes and speculations as to why this tweet is bullshit, I got down to work, and fortunately, that work did not take long. While I couldn't enhance the picture like a CSI show, it's just jumbled blue pixels up close, I could watch all of the credits of major recent releases and see if I could match up any frames with the picture from Twitter, and sure enough, at the 2-hour, 30-minute, and 27-second mark in Warner Brothers and Legendary Pictures' Dune, a movie about worms, we arrive at the exact credit frame pictured in this tweet. Was the original tweet a joke? Was it meant as satire? Did they just think nobody could prove them wrong? That I can't say for sure. All that I know is that the picture is from a showing of Dune, which on a side note was a phenomenal movie, please go see it, and that I have only one message to anyone in the comments speculating over FCC regulations, powers of NDAs, and IR cameras watching for phones. It doesn't matter. And to the Twitter OP, it's time to quit your bullshit.